Alright, guys. I'm just gonna give my my overall thoughts on the class change, buff, nerf, new skill, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna give my open and complete and honest thoughts on how I feel about it. Um, so the first thing I want to say is a lot of the class skills came out bugged. That's a problem. Um, but we'll get over it. As you can see, I'm not using the summoner skill myself right now because I'll just go ahead and show you guys. It's easy to show you guys. I talked a little bit about it, about the summoning thing, whatever. That's not the problem I have with it. The problem I have with it is when you use it as Genki Bomb, you cannot move. You can't move or use any other skills during it. So for a whole second, you literally cannot do anything. So that is why I chose to use Genki Bomb over the skill instead, because it's just it's too clunky for me to use right now. But I do think that Summoner 30% damage to boss buff alone is enough to make me keep playing Summoner. Now, let's talk overall all classes. Starting off, I think that if you play Twin Star, change class. In the nicest way possible, Twin Star change class. Change class, yeah. Don't play Twin Star. It's just a bad class. Like there's nothing that can save that class from being like if that's your main, change class. Play anything else. But Twin Star, their skill was nothing. Like I don't even remember it because it was so unimpressive. To be honest, like that's the nicest way I can put it. So yeah. Kensei did get a buff. However, there is something that I like to call melee tax. Now, for those of you wondering what melee tax is basically the game is designed for ranged magical classes rather than physical classes. Physical classes have a lot more struggles because bosses have AoEs, close range AoEs, and things that you can dodge while still doing damage on um, magical classes, but not physical classes. Because on most physical classes, you have to be close range to get off all your skills or to damage. So I call Kensei, Ocera, Ninja, Zerk, Paladin, all of those have the melee tax. Um, so yeah, melee tax are basically just melee classes are at a disadvantage in this game. There's really nothing else to say about it. You just have a disadvantage in the game. Plus, a lot of melee classes are dragon based rather than mech based. A lot of magic classes have better mechs than physical classes do. And Kensei is one of those classes. They're dragon based. The dragon is still not good. Because the dragon is still not good, dragon based classes like Asura and Kensei are also suffering from that, which is also part of the melee tax as well. Um, so classes with better mechs are still going to perform a little bit better than melee classes with that are more dragon oriented, as well as the fact that and things like Starfall, etc., where you're getting hit heavy and you have to dodge so much close range AoE, you're just not going to be able to do your full damage almost ever. So just for that, Kensei, Asura, Ninja, and Zerk all have a little bit of a disadvantage compared to other classes. I do, however, think that the Kensei skill, the Asura skill, and the Zerg skill are all good. The Zerg skill, I'm gonna say it's like decent for now because when I played with the Zerg skill, I was kind of like, I don't really know how I feel about this skill, so I'd probably have to play with it a little bit more. But yeah, that's how I feel about that. Summoner skill, not a fan. Anyways, because the summoning is a little bit annoying, but that's some minor inconvenience. I don't have to summon it once. But the root, the I can't move, horrible. I am not a fan of this whatsoever. I hope that they fix this and make it like Genki. Here, I'll just put Genki Bomb on, just show you guys the difference of exactly what I'm talking about. So here, I'll use Genki Bomb. As you can see, I am still moving. Now I use a new skill, and I am stopped moving and cannot do anything for a whole second. I'll show you guys again. Still moving, not moving. So yeah, Summoner. Not a fan of the new skill, but Summoner did get the 30% damage to boss buff right here, so Summoner is pretty good in my opinion overall. Ocera is good right now. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys Ocera is bad. Ocera is actually pretty good right now. The problem I have with Ocera, melee tax, melee tax, melee tax. They're a melee class. Dragon does the more damage in the execute phase. So Ocera will still struggle a little bit more than other classes. On top of that, being invisible in things like gate, etc., 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 can cause mobs to drop aggro, which can make your content take a little bit longer and be a little bit more annoying when you're trying to round up stuff and things like that. So yeah, Ninja, horrible. It just Ninja feels clunky. Um, the passives make you run like a weird skill set if you want to do a transform class. Ninja feels terrible. All the damage to boss buffs are very, 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 very short. I don't like Ninja at all. Just very clunky overall. I cannot sit here and sing the praises of Ninja. Like the new skill, 4-second damage to boss buff, short range. Just not a fan of it at all. Honestly, I'm not really a fan of Ninja's new buff at all. I think Ninja is probably the biggest loser. Priest, I already talked about that in another video. Decent, but not something that you're gonna use every single time. Um, now I'm gonna keep it moving and go on the list. Uh, Ranger got a very, 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 very large buff, being a skill that does 6,300% damage. I want you guys to know this skill does more damage than Fairy Arrow with investments without investments. This skill is incredibly strong and actually pushes Ranger's 100% top 5 class right now. I think it's debatably a top 3 non transform damage class right now, but I don't really want to test Ranger too entirely much. But I'm still going to hate on Ranger because it takes up a pre spot in the Runes duel, and a pre spot is more valuable than a Ranger spot. But Ranger as a PvE DPS right now cannot be underestimated whatsoever. They also have the biggest and the best shield in the game. You pair that shield with the mech does damage because you have the mech shield actually does damage, but the dragon also heals yourself. Ranger is a very strong non-transform class right now and still has good transform damage. Song of the Forest got a damage bonus, only 3%, so it's not too crazy, but it's still a damage bonus regardless. So Ranger is a very, 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 very strong class right now. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm a Ranger hater, guys, but I'm gonna give it its props right now. Ranger is probably the best spot it's ever been in, ever. After all the Awaken, Stigma, etc., Ranger was never as good as it is right now. I think if you're a Ranger main, you guys should rejoice. You guys should be happy because your class is finally playable. It's still garbage, but Ranger is good right now. Mage, Pyromancer, and Frostweaver both got short ends of the stick. Now, the reason that Frostweaver got short end of the stick is okay. The reason Frostweaver got short end of the stick is because the new skill kind of just sucks. Like it's very, 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 very short ranged, as well as the damage is good, but it's short range, and I'm not a fan of short range. It cannot be used in PvP, um, so I don't really like it. I prefer using Blink over this skill, honestly, and Frostfly, but yeah, that's just my opinion. Like, I don't really think there's much to say about the skill. In fact, like, the shield is good, I guess, but it's short range, like, really, really short range, like, incredibly short range. Um, and as for Pyro, this skill sucks. It has a 1.1 second to 1.5 second cast time. The damage is lower than probably most other classes. And the crit damage increase is only 3 seconds. It's not that good. Pyromancer kind of just got like the weakest buff out of all the classes. So like, I don't think that Pyromancer is really worth talking about much. So yeah. Um, and then Paladin is basically the same thing as Priest. Good skill. Paladin is strong right now, in my opinion. And then Zerk felt clunky to me. Um, and yeah, Zerk and Paladin, I don't feel like there's much to say. Like Paladin, S tier class, easily S tier class. Like I don't think I should really have to explain more than saying that Paladin is an S tier class. And then Zerk just kind of feels clunky, but the new skill is actually good. But it just feels clunky right now. I'd probably have to play with Zerk more, but I don't really feel like playing with Zerk too much right now. But yeah. So, anyways, thanks for watching. That's my crash course on all the new skills. See you guys in the next one. I'll probably drop a video for per class or something in the future, but as of right now, I'm gonna head out. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.